Today, Year 4, your learning objective is to recognize equivalent fractions. And remember from yesterday that equivalent means the same as. Just like equals means the same as, equivalent means the same as. So this is our fractions wall. And if we look at half, I'm going to write a half here. Do it in yellow. There we go. All right. 1/2. We can see that that is equivalent to how many quarters? That's right, 2 quarters. And we can also see that 1/2 and 2 quarters is equivalent to how many eighths? 4 eighths. So I want you to look at these fractions. 1/2 is equivalent to 2 quarters, and 2 quarters is equivalent to 4 eighths. We could just say 1/2 is equivalent to 4 eighths as well. So they are all equivalent. I want you to look very carefully and see if you notice a pattern. Some of you may have noticed that the number keeps doubling. So we go from 2 to 4, and then 4 doubles to 8. Same on top. The numerator starts as 1, we double the numerator to 2, and then we double it again. So there we noticed a pattern. When you're looking or finding equivalent fractions, and this is really, really important to remember, whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. I'm going to show you what I mean. Let's take, let's see, stick with a half. Get my yellow. Now, I'm going to pick any multiple of 2. Because my denominator here is 2, I'm going to pick another multiple of 2. I'm going to pick the 10 in green. So, I need to see what fraction is equivalent to a half. If we look at the line here and follow it all the way down, we can see that it is equivalent to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths. So here, I'm going to write 5 tenths. Now, you might not always have access to a fractions wall, and that's where you can use your maths knowledge. If you look here, remember what I said earlier, whatever we do to the top, we must do to the bottom if we're going to keep them equivalent. To get from 1 to 5, we multiplied it by 5. Therefore, whatever we do to the top, we must do to the bottom. Multiply the 2 by 5, and we get 10 again. So 1/2 is equivalent to 5 tenths. I'm going to pick another fraction now. I'm going to pick 2 sixths. I'm going to write it here. 2 sixths. And I want to find a fraction that is equivalent to 2 sixths. I'm going to multiply this one by, I'm going to multiply the numerator by 2, which means I have to multiply the denominator by 2. So if I look at the top, 2 times 2 is 4. 6 times 2 is 12. So what I'm saying there is 2 sixths is the same, is equivalent to 4 twelfths. I'm going to check it using this fractions wall. So now I need to find the bar that's split into 6 equal parts for my sixths, which is here. Colour in 2 of them. So I've got 2 sixths, and I want to know if that's equivalent to 4/12. That's what I've said. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see it takes up the exact same amount of space. So remember, when you're finding equivalent fractions, whatever you do to the top, you must do to the bottom. Here, I've got a shape that's been split into quarters and a shape that's been split into eighths. Colour in 3 of those quarters. So you can see 3 quarters, 3 out of 4 have been coloured in. So 3 quarters is equivalent to how many eighths? So if we just applied the maths, whatever we do to the top, we must do to the bottom. We can see the relationship between the 4 and the 8 is double, isn't it? Double 8 is 4. So I've multiplied that by 2. So I have to multiply the top one by 2. Therefore, the answer is 6/8. Let's see if that's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bingo. Now, it's not always so straightforward. If you've mastered that, then it gets a little bit more challenging. So here I've got a shape that's been split into 12 equal parts. Therefore, it's been split into twelfths. And you can see my denominator there for the blue shape, the blue fraction is 12. I'm going to colour in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's colour in 2 more. So now I've got 10/12. So you can see it's nearly a whole one. This shape, the green shape, has been split into sixths. So what I want to know now, if I've got a shape that's been split into twelfths, and that's 10/12. 10/12 is equivalent to how many sixths? So some of you with your really good times table knowledge will automatically see the relationship between 12 and 6, which is a half. Therefore, divide by 2, which means whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top, and vice versa. We divide that by 2, then our answer should be 5/6. Well, let's see if that's correct. So we're going to try and colour in the exact same amount of space. We're correct. You can see that 10/12 and 5/6 are on the exact same space on our number line that goes all the way to 1 whole one. Yesterday, when we looked at fractions, one of the questions was what needs to be the relationship between the numerator and the denominator when you've got a whole one. And let's just see if it goes all the way to 1. Bingo, it does. There we go. So when your numerator and denominator are the same, it gets you to 1 whole one. When you're finding equivalent fractions, the denominators will always have something in common. The denominators won't just be chosen at random, and I'll show you what I mean. Here, our shape's been split into quarters. So many quarters is the same as so many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there is a relationship between 4 and 12. Can you think what it might be? "12 is in the 4 times table. In fact, it's the third multiple of 12, isn't it? 4, 8, 12. So it's the third multiple of 12. What we've done there is we've multiplied it by 3. So whatever number we put here, we will have to multiply it by 3. Let's see. Let's say 3 quarters. So 3/4 is equivalent to how many twelfths? Let's see. Well, 3 times 3 is 9, so it should be 9. But let's just draw and see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my top tip today when you are finding equivalent fractions, 2 top tips, is always draw it. And when you're drawing it, make sure that the 2 shapes that you draw are the exact same size. Otherwise, it's not fair. And then look for the relationships between the denominators. They will have been chosen for a reason. They're not trying to trick you. They're actually there to help you. Okay? Remember, whatever you do to the top, you must do to the bottom. I just wanted to say bottom. So good luck with your challenges today, Year 4, and all the teachers look forward to seeing your answers. Answers coming tomorrow.